So this is false. So these are not equal at all. Why these are not equal? Let me explain it to you in a pictorial and diagram way. Okay, so hey all, in this video we are going to have a look on the most simplest but the most trickiest questions of JavaScript. These questions are being asked almost in every interview, and we are always just pissed off due to these questions, and always thought like these questions should not be asked in interviews because these don't have to deal with any kind of practical stuff when we are developing something. But no, these are like logical questions, valid questions which should be asked because these are like related to fundamentals of JavaScript. And if you don't know fundamentals, then of course how you will build a great empire or great like skyscraper on a weak base and weak fundamentals. So these are really important to know and to deep dive. So in this video we are doing the same. I have like many of the tricky questions here, and which will be separated into 2 or 3 videos, and we'll be doing detailed videos doing like under the hood what kind of things are being happened, and we'll explore all of these. So let's start the video without being any delay. After watching this video you will have all clarity about your thoughts and about these kind of like tricky questions. So let's start the video without any delay. So first of all, this is the React project, which you can use any kind of you can say your compiler, but I have choose this StackBits, this easy and handy to use. So let's start. And this is, by the way, the React project. You can use any kind of compiler, you can use vanilla JavaScript, but I prefer to use this because I am easy to this. So okay, let's start with the first question. By the way, I have created this some handy function of console log, so I don't have to write again and again console.log. So now what I will do, just simply cl, and I can print out any of the things. You can say you can see the output here. Okay, so this is the short form of console log. So now let's just take the first question, which is console out square brackets. Okay, so this is the first question. What you think will be the output of this console statement at line 3? Either these 2 empty brackets, square brackets, which are arrays of course in JavaScript, are equal or not. What you think? What will be the output of this statement? This empty bracket, this array is not equal to this empty array. Is it really? So answer of this question will be true. Why this statement is true? So let me make it easy for you. Let's check equal. So either these 2 brackets are equal, these 2 empty arrays are equal. What you think? So this is false. So these are not equal at all. Why these are not equal? Let me explain it to you in a pictorial and diagram way. Okay, so here we have our whiteboard here. So what happen is, actually whenever you create an array, what happens is, under the hood, let's suppose this is the JavaScript JS engine. This is the JS engine, and this JS engine allocate memory to variables in its own way, and this don't return memory. Instead, this you can say works in a kind of like whenever, let's suppose you create a variable here, array, in this way. So this array is holding the address of this allocated memory here in like JavaScript engine. So this is the memory here, and this array is holding the address of this memory space. This is not holding this space itself, but a pointer towards this memory allocation. Now whenever you create any variable, let's suppose you create array and you create another variable array 2. this also will be allocated to another memory space here inside JavaScript engine, and this array2 will be holding another pointer towards the memory. Now you can't output address, or you can say the address of memory or variables in JavaScript straightforward. Like, I cannot show you the address of variables cause JavaScript don't allow to do that, but under the hood mechanism is happening the same. Now whenever these variables are being allocated a pointer, like holding a pointer, so both of these pointers address will be unique. This will not be same. So this is what happening under the hood. And whenever you create an array, like you are creating an array here, let's suppose create a variable here, array is equal to this, and another variable array2 is equal to this. Now both of these variables are holding a unique address, unique pointer towards the memory allocation. So this will never ever be equal to each of other. So that's why always whenever you will be console and output, this statement will always be false. These two arrays will not be equal at all. Okay, so this is the answer of our first question. So now let's move toward our second problem, which is console null equal to undefined. So now tell me what you think the output will be. So if you are thinking like these will be equal, so let's see the output. So these are not equal. You will be thinking like null means nothing and undefined mean nothing. So it's not like that. Null and undefined are totally different. So let's see how these two are different. So if I open out the whiteboard here, so you can see, let me show to you. Null means nothing. Null always tells you that there is nothing that you are pointing toward. There is nothing. So if we see null here, null means nothing. But if we have our undefined here, this doesn't mean nothing. It means something. And how it means something, let's see. So whenever you create a variable, let's suppose, let's change the color here, and let a is equal to null. Now a is not pointing towards anything. A has nothing, which is not defined. Now if you, let's suppose, have another variable b is equal to undefined. Now whenever you create a variable and you assign it a undefined value, what happens is b is just allocated towards a memory space, but this memory space don't have yet any kind of value. This means what undefined is. Null means there is like nothing which exists, but undefined means there is something which yet doesn't exist but soon will have a value. Because whenever undefined is something, undefined has its worth and has a value, but null is such a primitive data type. Null and undefined both are primitive data types, but null means nothing. There is nothing you are having or you are pointing, but undefined means there is something but which is undefined, which is not definable, but there is something which you can't define yet, but you will define soon. So that's why you are deliberately assigning undefined to any variable and you are telling, hey JavaScript, I have not defined anything yet, but let's just assign a memory space to this variable. So whenever you will assign something, b will have a value in it. Okay, so that's why these both are not equal to each other and it is returning false. Now let's move towards our next problem, which is null equal to null. So now what you think the output will be? either it will be false or true. So let's see, it will be true. Why it is true? Cause as I already explained, null means nothing and another null means also nothing. So both, like if we compare nothing equal to nothing, that's mean, like of course these both are same. This is not rocket science. Null means nothing. It is, there is not anything which is present, and another null also mean nothing present. So these both are equal and not pointing towards any kind of memory space. So these both will be equal. So if we move towards our next problem, which is nan equal to nan. So either these are equal or not. If you don't know what nan is means not a number, and let me show you some example of nan, then you will understand what nan is. Actually, let's have a variable here and comment it out. A is equal to, let's suppose it's number, and here you check is nan. We have a function in JavaScript which is nan, and it tells you either the variable you are checking it is a number or not. Is nan mean is a variable not a number? We are checking that either this is a variable number or not. So what the output will be, it's false, cause you are checking it's not a number. No, it is a number, cause you have assigned 8 to it. So you are checking is nan, it is not a number, and it returns false cause it is a number. So this is how nan is being like applicably work in JavaScript. So if we assign a string to it, so this is, I think, being coerced and also returning false. And let's suppose have some gibberish here. Yeah, now this 8 in the string is being coercion, internal coercion, and it is also being returned false, the same result as we have on our 8 digits. But if we have some other kind of string here, so this will return true, that yes, is nan, is this a variable is not a number? Yes, this is not a number, this is a string. So okay, now you got the point where is nan is being used. Now let's check it out. Now tell me what the output will be. Is nan equal to nan? So let's see the output. This will be false. Why this is false? Let's see how nan works under the hood. Let's open the whiteboard here and let me show you what nan is. So basically nan is also a you can say special data type, which will be always a unique number. Nan is a data type. Whenever you will assign some variable nan, this means you can use this variable as a unique value to at any place. Let's suppose you have to give, like whenever in React.js, whenever you render some kind of loop, you have to give each item a unique value in the key like key property of the item. So you can use this a at that place of key value. So why? Because key required always a unique number, and a means there will always be a unique value in the a. And let's suppose now you will now every doubt will be cleared whenever I will write next statement. Let's suppose let a be a nan. Now what you think, a will be equal to b? No, cause it is negating the first rule, cause nan is always a unique value. And how a holding a unique value and another b holding another unique value will be equal? These will never ever will be equal. So this always return false. cause these are not equal. Nan is always a unique value. Always remember this. So that's why this is happening. Like nan is not equal to itself. Even like this is interesting and insane. Two things which are being written same are not equal to even itself. So nan is not equal to itself. So let's create a variable here. A is equal to nan, and let b is equal to nan. So what will happen? A equal to b? No, it's false. So let's check either a equal to a. Let's compile it. I think it's compiled. Yeah, it is compiled. Now this a is not even equal to itself. So nan will always have a unique value which will never ever will be equal to itself even. So now let's move towards our next question, which is what is type of, let me tell you what is the type of null. So the type of null, eventually if you see what null is, eventually null is an object at the root level. And if you have any idea of prototypal inheritance, then you will see null is the top parent inheritable element of all of the classes. Okay, so if you don't know what prototypal inheritance is, you will never understand this concept. To understand this, I will put the link in the description of the legendary man Akshay Saini. He created a amazing video on this prototypal inheritance, and will also embed another link. There is another man which also created another like amazing video on this prototypal inheritance concept. So after this, you will understand why null has object data type. Like this is crazy. If you check data type of null variable, it is object. This is being displayed as object. So this is weird. Okay, so this is how JavaScript works under the hood. Now if we console out type of nan, and you see how this nan works. This nan is a number, and as I already mentioned, nan is always a unique number, and it will never ever be equal to even itself, because whenever you will generate a nan, it will be a unique value. Okay, so now let's move to our next question, which is cl console 0.1 plus 0.2 equal to 0.3. So what you think the output will be? If you are thinking it will be true, then you are wrong. It is false. And what the heck, 0.1 plus 0.2 is not equal to 0.3. Why this is happening? So let's explore why this is happening at our whiteboard. Okay, so let me open our whiteboard and see why this is happening. And let's explore under the hood mechanism of this thing. Actually, what happens is, whenever you create 0.1 and 0.2, under the hood, these are floating point numbers, and at machine level representation of these numbers, when JavaScript or JS engine do its floating point representation in the machine code at assembly level code, then its precision is not being preserved. So like this 0.1 and 0.2, whenever these are being transferred to the machine code, like in binary 00010101 form, then in this representation there is a glitch, you can say, because these floating point numbers are being represented by IEEE I think 567 standard. I forgot the number, but these are being transferred and being, like you can say, transformed from one form to another form of machine code according to the standard of IEEE. And this is being happened in many of the languages. Like if you test out Python, there is a issue there as well, because whenever these numbers are being transferred to the machine level, these are not same, and there is also always overflow or underflow to these binary representation, and whenever you add them up, there is a difference of result. There is always a difference of result. That's why these number are not same. These result addition of the result of these numbers is not same, but it can be same. How it can be excuse me, how it can be same? Like if you transform it to 2 fix, let me just modify it a little bit and apply 2 fixed to it, and I am saying it like keep your answer only like after digit, after a point, after point, only keep your answer up to 1 digit, not too long digit, cause whenever it like transfer its answer to too long digits, then it's like length is not being preserved and the answer is being faulty. So if I say to it just only take 1 digit after the point, so now if you see and compare these both two answers, dot 2 fixed 1, now if you see these both are true, cause I have told JavaScript to keep its binary, or you can say floating point machine representation to only one digit after the point. So now it is, you can see these are true. So this is another amazing question that is being asked in many of the interviews, because if you know under the hood what is going on, then you know of course what is going on at the top. Okay, so let's go towards our next question, which is related to this kind of tricky question. So now tell me what will be the output. 3 is greater than 2, okay, and then after eventually this, either this valuation is greater than 1, what will be the output of this question? So apparently it is being like it seems like this will be equal, but no, this is being printed out as false. Why? Let's dissect it. First of all, what happens is console log out. Let's console log it. CL3, either 3 greater than 2. Yes, 3 is greater than 2. Now its output is being evaluated as a boolean, and its output is true. And now if you compare that either true is greater than 1, then it is just failed here, cause true is not greater than 1, true is equal to 1. And if I console it out to you, you will see these both are true, cause 3 is greater than true and true equal to 1. But if I say like true is greater than 1, then it will become false here. Here you can see it becomes false at the last statement. That's why whenever you see this statement, and if you want to length it out, you want to increase this comparison, you can do that. And let's suppose if I do this, it will be again, let me comment this out, it will be again like you can see false, because what's happening, 3 greater than 2, yes, true. Now true greater than 1, no, it's false. Now false greater than 0, no, it's equal to 0. So to make this statement true, what you have to do is you can do this. So true, so like you can not comparison like this, but you have to have double equal. So 3 greater than 2, it's true, it will be true. Let me just comment out for you the output. True equal to 1, yes, it's true, and eventually it will be true. So what we have to do here is not equal to 0, cause true, what the output of this thing will be, it will eventually will be true, and true is not equal to 0. So now this statement will eventually become true. But if we have also put true equal here, so it's false, cause this section is returning true, and here if we put true equal to 0, no, it not equal to 0. At eventually true at like binary level, you can say, or apparently you can see like true in the Boolean representation, it is not equal to 0. It is always valid in this form, true not equal to 0. Okay, so eventually this statement will console out true if we put out not equal to 0. So here you can see amazing question of interview. If you know the fundamentals, then you know, and you can crack it out. Okay,